Hello everybody and welcome into the RNGIDP channel. I am Craig, back with you for another Game Day 13 game action here in our randomized rosters. 28 game day fictional, I guess it's not fictional, they're real players, but it's a fictional league that I've created, that I've randomized all the rosters, and we're playing through a season here, and we're getting almost halfway there. We're at the last game of Game Day 13, so this is the premier matchup of the game day, and we've got a good one for you. Before we get to that, I want to say thanks. Yesterday, I took the day off. I was recording something else, another project I have going on, a podcast that I've been doing for a few years, and I got home late and I just was out of gas. I'd been talking for the last 3 hours, so I was out of gas, and so I couldn't bring you a game last night. So I apologize for that. I was looking back at the videos though on my channel, and before I started live streaming all of them, I was playing them anyway pretty frequently. It wasn't every single night, but it was pretty close. And so I was looking back at the videos and the frequency of which I've put them out the past couple weeks. And Game Day 13, there's 14 games within the Game Day 13. And so there's 14 games, and I believe this is the 15th day since I started that first game in Game Day 1. I know it sounds a little convoluted, but we finished Game Day 13, and I think it is 15 days. So that's only missing 1 day. Well, that doesn't sound right, because we had Thanksgiving. So maybe I missed 2 days, because I don't think I did one, or maybe I did do one on Thanksgiving. I can't remember. It was either 15 or 16 days, 14 games in 15 or 16 days. So we've been hitting it pretty hard, and I appreciate you guys following along and being here with me every night. And for those that watch not live, because this is some late night strat. Oh, you know what? I should write that here. That's my hashtag I've been using on Twitter. Some late night strat. Speaking of Twitter, you should go follow me on Twitter at RNGIDP_strat. That's where I post all the scorecards. That's where after this game, since the game day will be over, I'm going to post all the pertinent stats and info and all that stuff. I may make a video of that all too, but the Twitter page is a nice, concise place to go check it out without having to watch a video. So, well, I'm pretty excited about tonight. I know Steve over on Twitter, he was excited about this game. Seattle has a really good lineup, and even though they're 7-4, their record doesn't really show how good this lineup is. So we're gonna check that out. They're visiting Oakland, so they'll be batting first. And this is a matchup that's at the top of the Alola League. The number 3 and number 4 team, Seattle is 7-4, Oakland is 7-4. Seattle is ahead on run differential. Their run differential is a +17, and Oakland's is a +5. So this is a battle at the top. Oakland has struggled recently. They've lost 2 in a row after losing to Texas, who went to the top of the standings, the very top, before Game Day 13 started. Oakland, they lost 5-2 at home against Texas, and have, like I said, have lost 2 in a row now. Meanwhile, Seattle has heated up. They've won 3 in a row now after beating Tampa Bay 7-5 at home, and now they travel all the way to Oakland to take on the 4th place Oakland Unknown. Going into Game Day 13, Oakland and Seattle were tied with Houston and Baltimore at 7-4. But so this should put some separation between some of the teams, and I look forward to bringing you here, and I look forward to you being here. So thank you for doing so. This is Craig with the RNGIDP channel. The pitching matchup is pretty good tonight too. We've got Jacob deGrom for Oakland. Jacob deGrom has a 2-0 record with a 1.93 ERA, so that's pretty good. He's worked 14 innings, 9 hits, 3 earned runs. He's got 9 strikeouts and 4 walks, and that's just under 1 of a WHIP. And the lineup that will face him, Seattle is without Aaron Hill, their normal everyday third baseman, so they've got some changes afoot. They've also made some wholesale changes to their lineup just based on the performances that have been going on so far this season. They don't really have, if this is one deficiency, they don't really have a good DH. They've got only really 2 candidates because that bench, even though the starting lineup is good, the bench has really got nothing on it. So with the injury to Aaron Hill, things have to move around, and they will line up like this. So Alexi Ramirez is the shortstop, and he's going to lead off. Alexi Ramirez is hitting .280. That's 14 hits out of 50 tries, and he's got a double, a triple, no homers, 2 driven in, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Mike Trout is in the 2-hole. Mike Trout, yes, he's in the 2-hole. He's playing center field. He's only hitting .244, 3 doubles, 2 homers. He does have 11 driven in, though. Jose Bautista is the right fielder and hitting third. Jose Bautista is hitting .220 with 6 bombs and 12 driven in. Both of those lead the team. He's got 7 strikeouts, and he's got 10 walks. He's been taking pitches. Yoenis Cespedes is the cleanup batter in left field. He is hitting .341, 3 homers, 9 RBI for him. He also has 4 doubles, which leads the team. Freddie Freeman been struggling, but he's hitting in the 5 spot. The lefty, first baseman, he's hitting .139, which is unlikely for him. He's got a double and 1 homer, but he's struck out 4 times. He has walked sometimes, though, 10 times, too. Russell Martin is the catcher, and he's batting 6th. Russell Martin is hitting .243. 37 at-bats for him. 3 doubles, no homers yet. He's got 4 RBI. Eric Sogard is the man filling in for the third baseman, Aaron Hill. Hill should be back in the next game day. I think his injury is not so bad, so he'll be back soon. But Eric Sogard, I'm not sure. He's the third baseman today, the left-hander. And in limited action, he's 2 for 5 on the season, so he'll look to get some more at-bats. He does have 4 walks, though. Omar Infante is the second baseman. He's hitting .206 with a homer. And the DH, the 9th hitting DH, is Abraham Almonte. Abraham Almonte is hitting .256 with a couple doubles, a couple triple, and a homer. He's struck out 9 times, though. So that's the lineup that will face the Oakland unknown. It's Jacob deGrom. And I think we're about ready to start this thing. So thank you for being here. Go ahead and give this video a like if you like the way it's set up, if you like the way it sounds, and I appreciate you doing so, and I appreciate you being here. All right, here we go. Jacob deGrom with his long hair flowing. This is a 4-11 to get the ball game started. And where's my D20? There it is. Okay, so a 4-11 is a fly ball out to left field. That is Mikey Matuk out there. Mikey Matuk is a left field 2. So let's look at our chart. A left field 2. And Matuk, no problem with that one. Makes a nice catch, and this ball game is underway. Alexi Ramirez is the first out. Just getting started, and now Mike Trout in the 2 spot. I wonder when the last time Mike Trout played in the 2 spot. But this is a 4-7 and a 4-8. Either way, it's going to be a strikeout. So Mike Trout strikes out. Mike Trout strikes out, and Jose Bautista now. And I spoke about the dangerous lineup that is Seattle, but so far they've gone down in order. But not this time. Jose Bautista draws a walk, and he's been pretty good at that. His card has lots of walks, and you don't want to put people on, especially for Yoenis Cespedes. And the 2-out walk may come back to haunt deGrom here. And Cespedes with a 2-4, and Cespedes gets a hold of that one. It's a dead center home run. Yoenis Cespedes makes deGrom pay. And, well, all that talk about Seattle's offense not showing up, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, Seattle. Just go ahead. Already up 2-0. And like I said, the 2-out walk, you don't want to do that against this team. And Yoenis Cespedes makes Oakland pay already. Off to a quick start here. Just underway. Seattle already up 2-0. And maybe headed to the top of the standings. This is Freddie Freeman off the right-hander. It's a 1-8. Oh, this one could be gone as well. A 1-16, and it is. And Freddie Freeman goes yard. Back-to-back home runs for Freddie Freeman and Yoenis Cespedes. And wow, what a start for Seattle. An RBI, a solo shot for Freddie Freeman, and Jacob deGrom. I was wondering what is going on here. Hung 2 pitches and 2 straight out to center field bombs. Russell Martin now. No rest for the weary. Russell Martin. This is a 4-11. This one's out to left field. Matuk has to make another run and try and catch this one. Will he get there? He's a left fielder 2, and he will get there. So Matuk has to make a nice play out and left in order to end the inning. But the damage has been done. 3 runs in the top of the first for Seattle, and they are not messing around today. Yes, the Degrominator is getting bashed already. Steve, welcome to the chat and welcome to the live stream here. I know he was looking forward to this game to see what Seattle could do against the nice pitcher in Jacob deGrom, and well, it's all been one-sided so far. But Oakland gets their chance to answer back. Cesar Hernandez will lead off against the pitcher Kevin Gausman. Kevin Gausman, the Colorado native, so hopefully he can show well here. Maybe not. I don't know if you're a fan of Kevin Gausman, but I got to root for the Colorado kid. I'm a Coloradoan. So, all right, let's take a look at Kevin Gausman's stats for Seattle. Kevin Gausman has pitched in 11 2/3 innings. He's got a 1-1 record, giving up 13 hits in those 11 2/3. He's got 6 earned runs, so struggling a little bit. 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. That's a 4.66 ERA and about a 1.3 WHIP. The lineup that will face him for Oakland looks a little something like this. Oakland, they've got their regular everyday starting lineup, and it looks like this. Cesar Hernandez is the second baseman. He's hitting 143. A double, and that's about it for him. 2 RBIs, 9 strikeouts. He does have 4 stolen bases, though, so when he gets on, he can be a problem. Jimmy Rollins is the shortstop. He's hitting 167. 2 doubles for him, and that's it. Only 1 RBI, 10 strikeouts for Jimmy Rollins. Young Ho Kong is the third baseman. He's got some pop in that bat, and he is hitting... Where is he? He's hitting 386, 7 doubles, 2 homers, and 8 driven in. Alex Rodriguez is the DH. A-Rod is hitting 289, 4 doubles, 2 homers, and a team-leading 9 RBI. Chris Colabello is the first baseman. He's hitting 370, so the middle of the order is doing their job. Chris Colabello has a homer, 6 driven in. Mikey Matuk is in left field, as we've seen, making a couple plays out there in the top half, and he's hitting 256, a double, a homer, 2 driven in, 13 strikeouts, though, that leads the team. Matt Wieters is the switch-hitting catcher and hitting in the 7 hole. Matt Wieters is hitting 226, 3 doubles, a homer, 6 driven in. Steven Souza is the right fielder. Steven Souza is 4 for 22, a couple doubles, and that's about it. And the center fielder is Juan Lagares. He's hitting 200, a double, a homer, 5 driven in. So if you get the picture, there's not one guy on this Oakland lineup that's doing all the damage. It's a spreading out of the power, and they've all got. It seems like everybody's got 6 driven in so far. So we'll see if Gausman can hold them down, but this one's not over yet because Gausman has been leaky, to say the least, this year. All right, so here we are, bottom of the first, and this is against the righty, Kevin Gausman. It's a 3-4, and Cesar Hernandez hits this one to the shortstop. Ramirez, he scoops it up, tosses it over to first, and there's the first out of the bottom of the first. Jimmy Rollins now, back-to-back switch hitters for Oakland against the righty Gausman. And it's a 4-7, which is a grounder to Freddie Freeman, the sure-handed first baseman. Scoops it, tosses it over to Gausman, and there's the second out. Espo, welcome to the live stream. Espo's up late watching me. Welcome to the late night strat. Jung Ho Kong now with 2 outs here. It's a 3-7. A 3-7 is going to be, oh, I thought it was going to be a single, but nope, that one's out to the shortstop Ramirez, who has to make a diving stop, but he's able to get the slow running Kong, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Gausman, and it's a quick rest for Jacob deGrom, and now he's got to go back out there after giving up 3 runs in the top half. So we go to the top half of the second inning. Seattle is already up 3-0 off a couple of homers. A 2-out walk to Bautista, a bomb by Cespedes, followed up by a bomb by Freddie Freeman. And deGrom looks to get back on track here, and he's got Eric Sogard against the righty. That's a pop-up out to the shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy Rollins makes the play, and there's 1 down. Espo is up late prepping for his charity streams on the 16th. Yeah, be sure to go check that out. Espo is a strat guy. He's been playing some hockey, been playing all kinds of stuff. I've been waiting for that Soccer Blast game for him to show that one. And but yeah, you have to check out the charity stream on the 16th for Espo over on his channel. All right, so 3-7, a 3-7. This is a fly ball out to the left fielder. That's going to be Matuk, and he's been busy early, and he makes the grab for the second out. So deGrom, he got through 2 outs in the first inning. We'll see if he can finish him off here without a walk this time. This is a 4-11. 4-11 is a fly ball, and yep, out to Matuk again. Matuk is I know we've looked at him like 3 or 4 times already, but I can't remember. He's a 2-ranged left fielder, and at 216, that's going to be a good play. So Mikey Matuk brought his big boy glove today and is making all kinds of plays, and that will be the 3rd out here in the top of the second. So deGrom battles back and gets the second out. Not the second out, the second inning in order. And we go to the bottom of the second, and Kevin Gausman. Here we go. Kevin Gausman against A-Rod. And this is a 1-3. This is a ballpark single with a righty. That's a 1-10 roll, and it's a single. And it is. So A-Rod leads off the bottom of the second with a single. So the old man A-Rod is aboard. He's a station-to-station runner at this point, so he's not stealing or going anywhere. Kevin Gausman, not even looking at him, pitching out of the stretch. And Chris Colabello is the man at bat. And this is a 6-4. A 6-4, this one's hit out to center field. That is Mike Trout out there. Mike Trout gliding, hardly looking like he's putting any effort into it, but he's just that fast. And a 1-9, well, that's going to his error rating. He's an E0, so Trout able to make a nice grab and make it look easy. And that's 1 out. And up to bat, we've got the man out in left field who's made how many outs already? He's made 4 outs out of the first 6 outs that Seattle have recorded. And Kevin Gausman now pitches to him. This is a 4-8, and Matuk strikes out. Matuk with the strikeout, and that's the first strikeout of the day for Gausman. And Matt Wieters. Matt Wieters is the switch hitting shortstop, hoping to get A-Rod at least advance a little bit, but he's stuck at first at this point. And the switch hitter is hitting from the left-hand side, and he dribbles one to first base. That's Freddie Freeman out there. We've already seen he's a pretty swifty, pretty nifty first baseman, and that's a X chance for him. He's a 2-rated first baseman, 2-range first baseman. 213's going to his E rating. He's an E6, and we rolled a 7. And let's see. E6-7, that's going to be enough to make the play. Freddie Freeman makes a nice sliding scoop and tosses it over to Gausman, covering the first base. And that's the third out of the inning. And I feel like my pen's ink is running out. So at some point, maybe during the stretch, it'll last to the 7th inning. We'll see. That will be a little side game you guys can wager on. How long will the ink last in my pen? Will it go all the way to the 7th? I don't know. All right, so Alexi Ramirez back at the top of the order, and Jacob deGrom will try and get him again for the second time. He flew out to Matuk, who's all glove and no bat, as Steve says. It's a 5-7. A 5-7. Well, no glove needed this time for Matuk because Alexi Ramirez strikes out. Second strikeout for deGrom, and the first out here in the top of the third. And Mike Trout now with bases empty. Mike Trout stares down deGrom. This is a 3-7, and the 3-7 is a walk. So, like I said before, you don't want to walk anybody here with the heart of the order. That's not a good idea for deGrom. We saw it bit him in the first inning. So let's take a look. Mike Trout is a C-stealer, and the Matt Wieters is the catcher, and he's a -3 arm. So that would be a 1-11. They are going to hold Mike Trout, so it'd be a 1-8, -3, a 1-5. So no, they're not going to do that. Mike Trout is going to stick right to that bag. Jacob deGrom pitches to Jose Bautista. It's a 4-5, and a 4-5 is a strikeout, so that's a big strikeout for deGrom. And that's the third strikeout for him, and I don't think this ink is going to last much longer. deGrom is going to outlast the pen for Steve. You know what? That's a good bet, but I don't know. The pen it's getting weak here. It's reached his pen weak inning of weakness. So this is a 6-9 for Cespedes, and Cespedes strikes out. So deGrom walks Trout, but strikes out 3 in the inning, and he's got 4 strikeouts now. And we are back on track for deGrom, and that's the end of the top of the third. Kevin Gausman looking to keep pace now with the revitalized Jacob deGrom. And Oakland looking to get the bats rolling here. Oakland has Souza, Lagares, and Hernandez due up. And the 1-11, that's a ballpark single chance. So he's a righty. It's a 1-10 chance. And nope, hit it too hard. Out to the shortstop. Ramirez makes the play. And, oh, if you had the bottom of the third for the pen to die, then you get to collect the money. So, excuse me while I change this cartridge out. It will only take a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I need to get a new cartridge and switch this out. I figured this would happen sometime during the stream, and it only takes a second here. I use purple ink because I feel like it shows up a lot better on the black and white scorecard. Plus, it kind of matches the motif of the graphics I have made for the channel, the RNGIDP channel. I've got the coordinating dice, the purple dice, and the purple ink. I thought it all was pretty cool going together. And we are back here. So, what was that? It was a line out to short. So I told you that was going to be quick. And we are back. We've got a fresh... We went to the bullpen and got a fresh ink. And Juan Lagares now, the center fielder, with his first at-bat. And it's a 1-2, and this one gets inside on Lagares, and it hits him. And he looks like he might be injured. The trainers are on their way out to take a look at him. And... Let's see if he's running up and down the sideline, seeing if he can stretch it out. And nope. They're gonna the trainers have waved to the dugout, and they're gonna pull him out. Juan Lagares is gonna have to come out of the game. So Oakland is gonna have to find a new center fielder. Lagares is going to be out for the remainder of the game. And the doctor's already telling us that he's going to be out for at least one more game. So the new center fielder, who will that be? Well, we don't have a carded center fielder. If you look at the bench for Oakland, Rafael Inoa, who can play pretty much every other place other than center field. Miguel Rojas can play every infield spot. We got Jose Reyes and Carlos Perez. So let's see if we can move anybody else to center field. Chris Colabello can play left and right. Matuk can play center. So he'll do that. He'll scoot over to center. And Rafael Inoa will come in and play left. So Matuk moves over to center. And Lagares will come out. And Rafael Inoa, the switch hitter, will come in, and he will have to go in left field. And he's going to pinch run here as well. Okay, so Rafael Inoa is in. Juan Lagares leaves. And Cesar Hernandez is now the man at bat with a man on and one out. The purple looks cool. Steve thinks the purple looks cool, so I appreciate that. I'm glad at least one person appreciates it. It's my wife's favorite color too, so I thought she'd appreciate that, even though she's probably never going to watch these videos. Cesar Hernandez strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Gausman. And after putting a man on, Gausman's back on track. Jimmy Rollins now with 2 down and a man on first. Rafael Inoa is a E-rated stealer, if you're wondering, so he's not going anywhere. And it's a 3-12. A 3-12. This one's hit hard, but right at the third baseman, Sagard. And Sagard, the fill-in third baseman, able to make the snag. They call it the hot corner, and he was ready. And that's the end of the third. So it's a 3-0 ball game. Seattle took a quick and early lead. We've had a pen change. We've had a hit by pitch and an injury. We've had all kinds of stuff. So here we are going to the fourth. And Jacob deGrom will pitch to Freddie Freeman, who homered in the first inning. And this is a 6-6. And this time he looks in. He rips one into center. Or into right, excuse me. And that's a single. So Freddie Freeman has deGrom's number so far, 2 for 2 against him, and maybe he's starting to come out of his slump. He was hitting under 200 earlier. Maybe he's starting to feel it. Now Russell Martin, that's a 5-7. Russell Martin strikes out. So deGrom found something with his release point, and now he's got the strikeout working. That's his 5th strikeout here in the 4th. Eric Sagard, he popped out to short last time, and this time he hits one out to left a little bit further, and that is the new left fielder, Rafael Inoa, who's going to get tested early here. And Rafael Inoa is a 4-range left fielder, so not as good as the Mikey Matuk. So 4, and we rolled a 7. A 4-7. Oh, that one, he makes a dive, but pops right before he can get there. And that is a single. So they're rolling it a single. Freddie Freeman didn't know if he was going to get caught or if the ball was going to get caught, so he can only make it to second. And so now there's 2 aboard with 1 out. Omar Infante staring at a couple of RBIs possibly out there. He flew out to Mikey Matuk and left last time. And this is a 6-5. This one's a grounder to short. The shortstop is Rollins. Will he be able to make the play? He's going to the backhand side. He's a shortstop 2. A 2-4. He makes the grab off the grass, throws it to second. Second baseman Hernandez on to first, but they can't make the play. And actually, I had that wrong. It was a second base. Let me see here. Let me double check. I was all excited. That was a C. Okay, so Rollins couldn't get the runner at second. He throws it to first, and everybody will move up. So Rollins throws out Infante at first. That's the second out, and everybody moves up a base. So Freeman moves to third on the ground out, and Sagard moves to second. So now, with 2 outs, you've got men at second and third for the DH in the 9 spot, Abraham Almonte. So Seattle could blow this one wide open if Almonte could do something here. And DeGrom wipes the sweat from his brow, and he makes the delivery to Almonte. It's a 5-7, and he strikes him out. So DeGrom battles back after giving up 2 hits, and he doesn't let anybody score. So the inner ace of DeGrom comes out and able to strike out to get out of the inning, the batter Almonte. So he keeps this one within range for Oakland. Oakland's got to get those bats working now against Kevin Gausman, who's given up some runs, so he's still vulnerable. But they got to get something going here. That's a 1-8 to Jung-Ho Kong, and Kong strikes out. So just as I say that they need to get the bats working, Kong strikes out. And A-Rod, who singled his first time up, is now the man to face Gausman. It's a 4-11, a 4-11. Oh, A-Rod, he gets a hold of this one. Will it be enough to get out of this big ballpark? A 1-5 it will be. And no, it just dies on the warning track and left field. And the left fielder, Cespedes, he had a read on it from the beginning, and he makes the play. So A-Rod gave it a ride, but maybe in his younger years when he had some more juice, that ball would have gone out. Chris Colabello now, the man at bat, and Chris Colabello will hit this one, and that one looks like it's going to be a base hit. How far will it go? Just out into center. That's a single for Colabello with 2 outs here. Colabello took a wide turn thinking he might be able to get some extra bases, but the center fielder Trout, you know how good he is out there. He cut it off before it got to the wall, and Colabello has to stay at first. So Mikey Matuk struck out his first time up. The seemingly gold glove outfielder battles Kevin Gausman here, and that one looks like it's a hit. Same spot that Colabello hit it, and Trout has to cut it off again, and this is a single for Matuk. So station to station goes Colabello, but now they got something working. 2 men on, 2 out, and Matt Wieters is the man at bat. Yeah, one more steroid A-Rod would have hit it. I think you're right. I think that's what I was implying. A-Rod, a younger A-Rod, would have had that one. And here is Matt Wieters, the switch-hitting catcher against Kevin Gausman. This is a 2-6 or a 3-6. So a 1-2, and it'll be a double. This one's out to center field, and we know that Trout has got a beat on it. We'll see if he can make the play, and he does. Mike Trout causing havoc out in the outfield. So it's an outfielder show, Matuk versus Trout, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So Oakland put a couple of guys on board, but couldn't do anything with them. Matt Wieters left 2 men on, and now Jacob deGrom, who's been laboring, just can't really. He had 1 inning there. Well, has he gone 1, 2, 3? He has. In the 2nd inning, he went 1, 2, 3. In the 3rd inning, he struck out the side, but he walked a batter. In the last inning, he had 2 hits given up. So here he is against Alexei Ramirez, and this one's hit to the first baseman. That's Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is a 2-ranged, I believe, after we looked right. Yep, he's a 2-range first baseman, and we rolled a 4. So Freddie Freeman is able to make the play, tosses it over to Gausman, and actually, you know what? I'm on the wrong people. So it's not Freddie Freeman. It is... Who was the first baseman for... That is Chris Colabello. Chris Colabello is a 4-range first baseman, so this could change things up. First base for Colabello, a 4 and a 4. Well, I'm glad I caught that because Colabello, the press box is so high up here in Oakland, we had a trouble seeing who that was. But Colabello can't get down fast enough, and this is a double, a leadoff double for Alexi Ramirez. And now Jacob deGrom struggling once again here. And Mike Trout with the man on second. Will deGrom be able to make it out of the inning? That's going to be the key. This is a 6-8 to 6-8. He grounds this one to third. The third baseman, Kong, has it. Throws it over to first. He's only got one play. He looked the runner back to second. And that's the first out. Jose Bautista now walked his first time up, struck out his second time. He's been patient at the plate. This is a 4-7, a 4-7. Oh, he strikes out, and what a big strikeout for deGrom right there. 2 strikeouts of Bautista, and he's shaking his head as going back to the dugout. Just can't figure out the movement of deGrom. Yoenis Cespedes, the man that went yard his first inning, well, one of them, he struck out his last time. And this is a 4-8. This is a big pitch right here, and he strikes out. So deGrom is, yes, able to get out of the inning after giving up a leadoff double. And deGrom showing some grit here. Doesn't have his best stuff. I mean, he's wild. And so he's getting some strikeouts on some pitches that have gone in the dirt, gone over the head of the catcher. But it's been kind of effective ever since the first inning. So Kevin Gausman now will come out. Unblemished so far here in the 5th. And he will pitch to Steven Souza. Steven Souza, 0 for 1 today, lined out to short. Then he strikes out this time. So we're seeing a pretty good pitching display here. For all intents and purposes. deGrom, he's got 8 strikeouts so far. Kevin Gausman has 4, and we're in the 5th. And this is a 1-7 for Rafael Ynoa, and here's his first at-bat. And he flies it out to center field. Mike Trout's got a bead on it, and he makes the play. Mike Trout showing why he's one of the better center fielders, or maybe even the best fielding center fielder in all of baseball. Kevin Gausman now 2 quick outs, and Cesar Hernandez is up. It's a 1-7, a 1-7. This one's out to Trout, and you know that's going to be an out. And that's the 3rd one of the inning. And it's a quick one for Gausman. And that's at the end of the 5th. So this one's official. And Jacob deGrom getting the nod to go back out here for the 6th to face Freddie Freeman, Russell Martin, and Eric Sogard. Freddie Freeman's 2 for 2, has kind of got his number. And this is a 4-9. This could be a single. It's out to second base. And it's a 1-3 chance. And look at that. Freddie Freeman is finding all the hits that he missed the last few games. And now he's 3 for 3. That's kind of how it works, isn't it? Freeman has hit it hard a few times, has missed on a couple of ballpark home run shots. And he got a seeing eye single there just under the glove of the second baseman, Hernandez. And he's got his 3rd hit of the game. So Russell Martin now with the man on, nobody out. It's a 4-2. This one's a fly ball out to left field. And that's not Matuk out there. That is Rafael Ynoa. But the play is made all the same. And there's 1 out. Gausman is sharp, and so is deGrom here. After giving up those first 3 runs in the first inning, he's been pretty sharp. Eric Sogard, the left-handed hitting second baseman. This is a 3-7. 3-7, that's got a chance at a single. Out to center. Nope, that's a line out to first base. Freeman able to get back. And now there's 2 down. Omar Infante will be the batter with 2 outs. DeGrom hasn't struck anybody out yet this inning. He's got 8 so far. And Omar Infante with a 1-7. That's going to be a chance at a single, and it's a 1-2 chance, and we roll a 3. So the third baseman, Kong, able to snag it with a diving catch down the third base line. And that will be the end of the inning. So Kong saves a hit for Infante, well, off of Infante for DeGrom. And now DeGrom, I didn't think he was going to make it through 6, did you? I don't think you would have said yes, would you? The pen, you thought, well, you know what, Steve? You thought the pen was going to outlast, or DeGrom was going to outlast the pen, so you maybe had a thought that he was going to last this long. But here is Gausman. Gausman's been sharp, and he's got the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for the third time now. We'll see if he can get through that. This is against Jimmy Rollins. It's a 6-7. 6-7 for the left-handed hitting Jimmy Rollins. And that will be a fly ball out to center field. And Trout has been busy and tested, but he's been up to the task so far. And Jung Ho Kong now will bat with 1 out. He is struck out and grounded out to short. His 2 times up. And this one, hey, there's a single. So Kong is aboard. Puts 1 out to center field. And Jung Ho Kong is aboard for Alex Rodriguez. So A-Rod hit 1 out to the warning track his last time. Trying to get a little bit more pop on this one. And this is a 2-6. A 2-6. Well, he's tried a little too hard. He struck out. That's the 5th strikeout for Gausman. And the first one of the day that A-Rod has suffered. And now Chris Colabello, the first baseman. 2 down now. Jung Ho Kong at first. Colabello is 1 for 2. He had a single his last time up. And he's got a single this time up. Single out to center field. Jung Ho Kong was off with a pitch, and he makes it all the way to the third base. And so they got runners on the corners with 2 outs. Can Oakland do anything? It'll be up to Mikey Matuk. Can the bat match the glove? He singled his last time out. Was stranded at first on a Matt Wieters left 2 on in the 3rd. And will Mikey Matuk be able to do anything here with 2 down? Kevin Gausman looking to make a pitch. It's a 2-7. Mikey Matuk just gets under it, and it's a mile-high pop-up out to shortstop. And the shortstop, Ramirez, is able to make the play. So Matuk just gets under it. And Oakland remains scoreless as we go to the top of the 7th. Jacob DeGrom is going to continue here against the 9, 1, and 2 batters. Abraham Almonte, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. That's kind of their whole lineup. And this is a 5-2 for the lefty facing DeGrom. And that's a ground out to second base. Hernandez able to scoop it and make the play. And we flip the lineup up to the top side, and Alexi Ramirez now doubled his last time up to lead off the 5th, but was stranded there after Trout, Bautista, and Cespedes. The big boppers couldn't bring him in. And it's a 1-6. Well, Ramirez may do it himself here. A 1-2, and it's a homer. Oh, not enough, but that's going to get into the gap, and he's got himself another double. So Ramirez is liking the pitching of DeGrom, and he's got his 2nd double in as many tries in the last 2 innings. And Mike Trout now with 1 out. And will he be able to get out of it again? There's only so much before that DeGrom can bend before he breaks again. And especially with the 2, 3, 4 batters coming up. Can he get out of it? Will he show some more grit? It's a 4-8, and there's a strikeout. So Mike Trout strikes out. That's the 9th strikeout for DeGrom, and now there's 2 down. A man aboard at second. Jose Bautista now. Jose Bautista has walked, struck out twice against DeGrom. And will he make it a third time, or can he drive in the run from second? This is a 5-10, and look at Jacob DeGrom. He strikes him out. So DeGrom now with 3 strikeouts against Bautista and 2 strikeouts to end the inning with a man on second against Trout and Bautista. So whatever you were saying in the first inning, as DeGrom gave up a couple of bombs, I mean, he's turned it around here. And now Gausman's got to feel some pressure here to keep up, because Jacob DeGrom is putting on a show. And the batter will be Matt Wieters. Matt Wieters in the bottom of the 7th after the stretch. And Matt Wieters is 0 for 2 against him. And this will be a grounder out to Gausman. Gausman's able to field his position and toss it over to the first baseman, Freeman. And there's one down. So Wieters has had a tough day at the plate, 0 for 3. Not really anything doing. And Steven Souza can say the same thing. Lined out hard to the shortstop, and he struck out himself. So this is a 2-4. Well, he's got something there. There's a single for Souza out into the right field, outfield. Bautista still beleaguered at himself. Grabs it and tosses it in. And so Steven Souza is the man aboard. He's a B stealer. Russell Martin is a -3, so it'd be a 1-7 for a stolen base, and they're not going to do that. Kevin Gausman's pitcher inning of weakness is the 6th, so he's given up a hit here in the 7th, and he's getting dangerously close to that. Rafael Inoa will be the man at bat. And this is a 1-8, and he strikes out. So Gausman battles back after the single, and he strikes out Inoa, who's now 0 for 2 in relief of Juan Lagares. And it'll be up to Cesar Hernandez. So Cesar Hernandez 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And he's got a man aboard with 2 down now. And this will be against the lefty. It's a fly ball out to center field. We know who's out there, right? That's Mike Trout. Mike Trout is a 1-range center fielder and a 114. You know he's going to make that play. So that's the 3rd out of the inning. And Gausman is cruising. That's the end of the 7th. We continue with a 3-0 ball game. I thought there'd be more offense with this game. There's still 2 innings, I guess, but Gausman, the way Gausman and DeGrom are pitching, you never know if, well, it could be scoreless the rest of the way. Jacob DeGrom will face Yoenis Cespedes, who has struck out twice in his last 2 at-bats. Homered his first at-bat, and just hasn't been able to figure out DeGrom after that, and he strikes him out again. So look at this block. Look at the 2-3-4 hitters just right in this area. There's 7 strikeouts in their last 9 at-bats for the 2-3-4 hitters. DeGrom putting in work. And now the man that has him figured out but hasn't had any traffic in front of him is Freddie Freeman. And Freddie Freeman is 3 for 3 today. A couple of singles and a homer. This is a 6-9 or 6-11. A 6-11, well, he's going to get him this time. He flies out to long way in right field, but Souza's got a beat on it. And that's the first time that DeGrom has been able to retire Freddie Freeman. And Russell Martin now, 0 for 3 with a strikeout against the pitcher Jacob DeGrom. And this is a grounder out to second base. That's going to be Hernandez out at second. Can he make the play and keep his streak of hitless innings here? Cesar Hernandez is a 2-range second baseman, a 211. That's going to his E rating. He's an E13, and we rolled a 9. E13, a 9. That's going to be a good play. Cesar Hernandez able to go on one knee, scoop it, and toss it over to first, and there's the third out. So DeGrom getting stronger as the innings go by, and now he just threw a 1-2-3 inning there in the 8th, and Gausman here in the 8th. Will they give him a chance at the shutout? Let's take a look at the bullpen. The bullpen for Seattle, just to see what we're working with. So the bullpen, they've got Trevor Rosenthal as the closer. Don't really have a setup man. They could go to Affeldt, the lefty. They could go to Nicasio, who's pitched pretty well so far. Hector Neris is an option as well. So they're going to give Gausman the chance here in the 8th. If anything goes down, they've got a couple of arms down there that they could go get. But Jimmy Rollins will be the man to lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. And it's a 1-7, and it's a leadoff single for Jimmy Rollins. And maybe that's the ticket. Jimmy Rollins with a leadoff single, and the 3-4 hitters in Kong and A-Rod are coming up. So Kevin Gausman pitches to Jung Ho Kong, who's 1 for 3 with a strikeout today. It's a 4-4. A 4-4 is a ground ball out to the shortstop. The shortstop is Alexi Ramirez. Alexi Ramirez, if we're looking at his card, he's a 3-range shortstop. So a 3, and we rolled a 12. That's going to his E rating. He's an E17, and oh no, we rolled a 2. And we got to roll the third die. A 1-4, and it's a 2-base error, or a ground ball A with a 5-6. It's a 1, so Alexi Ramirez makes a nice diving stop, throws it to first, but it goes out into the stands. So Alexi Ramirez throws it away, and Kong is aboard on an E6, a 2-base error. So Rollins advances to third, and now they've got something cooking. Whether it's by an error or however, they've got men at second and third with nobody out, and A-Rod up to bat. So what they're going to do is give a free pass to A-Rod to load the bases to get that double play in order. And Chris Colabello will be the man at bat. They're going to give up a run to get a double play, so the infield is going to be normal. And Colabello, who's already 2 for 3 on the day, will he get a chance to pitch against Gausman? Or will they go to the bullpen? As we saw, we could go get Nicasio. We could go get Neris. But Gausman has pitched he's pitched his way into telling the manager off after the conference and telling him he can get out of it. So he's going to put his faith in him. He's trying to get a double play here. They'll give up a run to do it. And he pitches to Colabello here. And, oh no, this one is hit well. How well? Well, Colabello, a 1-2, it's a homer. It's going to bounce and hit the wall. Off the wall it goes. It's a double. Will Rodriguez be able to score from first? He's getting the stop sign at third. He will not even test the arm. But 2 runs have scored. And Colabello comes through with a double here in the the bottom of the 8th and brings this game within 1 run. So the error comes back to bite him. The big error on Alexi Ramirez. And now there's men at second and third. 2 RBI double for Chris Colabello. And Jacob deGrom in the dugout does not look very happy about that. And Mikey Matuk. Mikey Matuk with nobody out. Will they let him bat, or will they walk him this time? No. But it's not going to be Gausman to pitch. They're going to bring out They're going to go to the bullpen and get Juan Nicasio. So Gausman exits with a slight one-run lead after pitching really well for 7 innings. And he comes out. He doesn't look happy about it either. He gives a glare to Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop, as he exits. And the righty Juan Nicasio will be the pitcher. So Gausman goes 7+ innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. 2 runs so far. Only one of them earned so far. He struck out 6. And he walked 1. Only 1. So probably deserved better than the way he's been treated so far. That error, it hurts. And so Mikey Matuk will now bat against Juan Nicasio. And Juan Nicasio for Seattle has, let's look at his numbers. Juan Nicasio's pitched in 8 innings. He's got a 2-0 record. Only given up 4 hits in those 8 innings. No earned runs. So that's why we're going to him. He's got a good, stellar record so far. 10 strikeouts, 2 walks. So if anybody can get out of it, it will be him so far. And Juan Nicasio, who's been their best reliever, will pitch to Mikey Matuk. 1 out here. They've got the infield, or no outs here. They've got the infield in. They're trying to save that 3rd run. And it's a 3-5. A 3-5. That's a single through the infield in. And both runs will score. Mikey Matuk, who did it with the glove early in the game, does it with the glove here in the 8th. And oh boy, the bullpen comes in, and 1 batter later, the lead is gone. And so Chris Colabello with a big double, and Mikey Matuk just drives them both home. And now it's a 4-3 game for Oakland with Matt Wieters, and there's still nobody out. Still nobody out. Wieters the man at bat. And it's a 5. I moved that. It's a 5-10. A 5-10, that's a catcher X. So it's all falling apart here, and the catcher is Russell Martin. Russell Martin is a 1-range catcher. A 110. That's going to his error rating. It's a E2. And we rolled a 6. So E2 is 6. That's a ground ball C. So a dribbler out in front. The only play for Russell Martin is going to be at first. So Wieters is out 2-3. Matuk able to move to second. And now there's a man at second with only 1 down. Wow is right, Steve. It's all falling apart here. And DeGrom has hung on long enough that that he might get the win here. Let's see. Let me check this real quick. So the error, put him there. Intentionally walked. He moved there on. Yes. Okay. So. All right, so Steven Souza with a man on second and 1 out. That's a 2-8. And Juan Nicasio is able to strike him out. That's the 2nd out of the inning. The first strikeout for Nicasio. And Rafael Inoa now will be the batter. Rafael Inoa. It's a 5-10 against the left-handed hitting switch hitter. That's a fly ball. A fly ball out to Cespedes, and this is the first time Cespedes has really been tested. And Cespedes is a 2-range left fielder, a 2-8. That's going to his error rating, so he makes a dive for it. He's an E6, and we roll an 8. And he's able to make the snag and the grab. And that will end the inning. So Inoa flies out to the diving left fielder Cespedes to end the 8th. And what an 8th inning it was. Oakland plates 4. And this one has gotten a little bit wacky here. That'll close the book on Kevin Gausman. He gave up 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. But he's going to feel a little bit jobs. And we move to the 9th inning. And the 9th inning with Jacob deGrom. Will they let him power through? Or will the closer, Bruce Rondon, take over? Well as deGrom has been pitching, I think they're just going to let him continue. He's faced, let's see, 33 batters so far. It's a 1-run ball game. Eric Sagard, Omar Infante, and Abraham Almonte, the two batters. We've got Josh Rutledge, Sandy Leon, and Jonathan Herrera, and Jake Smolinski as the bench. They're going to let deGrom keep going here. He's going to keep going, and we'll see if it pans out. So this is a 5-7 against the lefty Sagard, and he strikes him out. So 12th strikeout for deGrom. And Omar Infante now, who's 0 for 3 against Jacob deGrom, stares him down, hoping his arm is a little bit tired. But it doesn't look like it. This one's popped up behind the plate. The catcher, the catcher Wieters, able to scramble back, throw his mask off, and makes the snag. Now there's 2 down. And Abraham Almonte, the last hope here. Abraham Almonte 0 for 3 today. And in fact, will they let him hit? He's been struggling all season anyway. They're going to go to Jake Smolinski to pinch hit. Jake Smolinski will pinch hit here in the top of the 9th for Abraham Almonte, who's 0 for 3 today. Like I said, if they've got one weakness, Seattle, it's that DH position and their bench. And it's showing now. Smolinski. So Smolinski will be the new DH. And he faces deGrom. It's a 2-7. A 2-7. This one, he got under it. It's a pop-up out to the shortstop. And the shortstop Rollins, camping under it, squeezes it, and that's the ball game. So, I don't know that I've thrown a game like this before in Strat before, where a guy just got bombed in the first inning and was able to hang on and come back and go the full 9 and get the win. I don't know what to say, but Jacob deGrom earned some respect there for that one. He gets the win. And Kevin Gausman is the hard luck loser. I feel bad for him. And Oakland gets the win. deGrom went 9 innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits is all. 3 runs, all of them in the first inning, all earned. Struck out 12 and walked 1, 2, only 2 batters. So really, if it wasn't for that first inning, that's a stellar start. But deGrom gets the win. Gausman gets the loss. Nicasio went an inning. He gave up a hit, no runs of his own. Struck out 1 and didn't walk anybody. So, boy, what a heck of a game. Steve, what'd you think of that one? Oh, man. That one, this is the game where I'm glad that I'm live streaming. I've been playing these games offline for the whole time. And it's fun to look at the box score, and it's fun. You can figure out what happened just based on the numbers and all that. But this is one that I'm glad somebody was here watching it with me, because I don't think you would have believed me that that happened, because you probably think I'd have fudged the numbers or something, or that I was a Mets fan and DeGrom was my guy. So Jacob DeGrom gets the win. He moves his record to 3-0, tied for the league lead in wins. Kevin Gausman, I feel bad for that guy. And I think Alexi Ramirez is going to have to buy him a beer after the game to console him and say he's sorry. And so, all right, let's do the stats here. It was a 3-4 ball game. One big giant error for Seattle. Hits, as we said, 1, 2, let me double check, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits for Seattle. 3 runs, 7 hits, and an error. Oakland had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits, 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. So that one's a wrap here for game day 13, and what a way to close it out. I appreciate you guys being here and really supporting this stream and this channel. It's taken off a lot more than I thought it would. I thought I was just going to put these out there and nobody would really pay attention. But it seems like people are starting to pick up on what the league is and what I've done, and are really having fun with it, because I know I am. This is the most fun I've had playing a Strat game ever. And I can't wait to get to game day 14 and do it all over again. So, quick logistical note. I usually do, and I know I said this before, I usually do like an administrative day after the game day ends. It takes me about one night, per se, to get all the stats and make the images that I post onto Twitter and update the standings and print out everything that I put in my recording area. And so that usually takes me about a day. So maybe I'll do a video tomorrow, not necessarily of a game, but kind of going through some stats, and maybe we can go through the probables and who your matchup of the week will be. And maybe we can do something fun, and I'll turn on the face cam and we can just chat a little bit. So we'll do that tomorrow night, and I just thank you, Steve Espo, who I saw in here, for joining me live. I want to say thank you to Earl over at Tabletop Plus, Tenacious Earl, for always supporting me and always being there and chatting with me during the day. He's a heck of a dude. So go support those guys. They've got some great channels, and I look forward to bringing you game day 14. And until then, like this, and go talk to me out on Twitter, RNGIDP_Strat. Have a good night. Take care.